everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for this afternoon. And today in this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 tips for making YouTube videos in an apartment. So if you live in an apartment, it can be a little difficult to film. I don't live in an apartment, I live in a house. So I've noticed there are a lot of YouTubers who live in apartments who film, and sometimes it can be a little difficult because there's a lot of background noise or noise, and it's very distracting to film, and it gets very difficult to film. So I thought I'd make this video to help you guys if you live in an apartment and you want to start making YouTube videos and you don't know how to film a YouTube video in your apartment. So I'm gonna get started. And I know a lot of people here on YouTube live in apartments, and sometimes they have a hard time filming because there's like a lot of background noise and it's very difficult. But sometimes sometimes your viewers can't even hear it, so it's not usually that big of a deal. Even if you can hear it, sometimes your viewers still can't hear the noise and stuff. So I'm gonna get started, and let me know if you guys live in an apartment, and let me know if this video is helpful for you guys. So I'm gonna get started. So number one on my list should have to be pick the room you know that is probably the quietest, like your bedroom. So it's always a good idea to probably film YouTube videos in your bedroom when you live in an apartment, because if somebody lives underneath you, you don't want to be too loud, because you don't want to film the person above you or below you. And even if you can, and if there is a lot of noise going on, maybe film your bedroom, just because there may not be a lot of background noise and you don't disturb your neighbors next door, below or above you. And it just shows consideration for just the people you live around in your apartment, and then it's not as distracting for your viewers to watch. Number two on my list would be if your dog is barking, move to the other room. So I know there's a lot of people who live in apartments with dogs, and as they're filming videos, sometimes they'll have background noise like their dog's barking, so it gets very distracting, and sometimes dogs will bark really loud that it's so hard to hear. So if your dog is ever barking, just move to a different room in your apartment so then you can film a YouTube video. Number three on my list would have to be, if it's too noisy in your apartment, move outside. So filming a video outside is also a good idea, because natural lighting is a good way to improve your video, because some people like to film in natural lighting because they feel like it's the best lighting. There is not a lot of noise outside, and it's always good to sit outside just to get some fresh air while you film, because if you're stuck in your apartment all day and you feel like you really need to get outside, just go outside and film, because natural lighting is also a great way to improve your videos. Number four on my list would have to be, try not to be so loud when you film so you don't disturb your neighbors upstairs, downstairs, or next door. So that's a good tip, because your neighbors probably don't want to hear you talking so loud that they can hear you and they're either trying to sleep or watch a movie, and it'll bother. And if you talk really, really loud like I do. So here's a fun fact about me. I have a bad habit of talking really loud, but if you talk really loud, I would say just try to keep your voice down so then you don't bother your neighbors next door, upstairs or downstairs, because they just don't want to hear you talking for your YouTube video, and they'll probably think you're talking to yourself or something. I don't know. I mean, it's like, that's how some people feel when they film YouTube videos. Number five on my list would have to be, pick the room that has the best lighting. So that's a good tip, is if your apartment gets super dark, just pick the room that you know has the best lighting, because if you film in a very dark place, people can't see you, and it makes it hard for people to watch your YouTube video. So always just make sure you have good lighting when you film in your apartment. If your lighting's really bad in your apartment, you can just move outside to the porch or something, so then you can get better lighting. Number seven on my list would have to be, don't film super late at night. So you don't want to film super late at night, because there's other people that live in your apartment that might need to get up early for work, or they have to go to school at a certain time. So just make sure you don't film at 12 o'clock at night, because you don't want to disturb the people around you, and not everybody wants to hear talking at 12 o'clock at night. Number 8 on my list would have to be don't film super early in the morning. So this is also a good idea because then you're considerate for your neighbors who need to sleep in, or your neighbors need or your neighbors, just in case your neighbors are trying to enjoy their evening. So if you film like super, or their morning or sleep in, so you don't want to film super early in the morning because you don't want to wake up your neighbors. Number 9 on my list would be if your neighbors or your neighbors' dogs are being too loud, move to another room. So if you're filming a YouTube video in your apartment and there's just a lot of background noise from your neighbors or your neighbors' animals, just move to a different room. Don't just tell them to be quiet because that's kind of rude. So just move to another room. Like if they're being noisy in your living room area, next to your living room area, just move to your bedroom because it might block out the noise better. But if that doesn't work, just move to another room, just anywhere that has less background noise. Number 10 on my list would have to be if you have your TV on, turn it off. So you don't want to have your TV on when you're filming a YouTube video because that's very distracting because your viewers will end up watching the TV instead of you. And also sometimes the TV can be kind of noisy and it'll distract the viewers and make them hard to hear you. So if you're ever like filming in your living room area in your apartment, just make sure you turn your TV off before you start filming so then there's not enough room. But if your roommate or like someone in your family is watching TV, you can just move to a different room. It's not that big of a deal. You could always like move to your bedroom, just anywhere in your apartment where there's not as much noise. So those are my top 10 tips for filming YouTube videos in apartments. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for this afternoon, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!